Hi students, welcome back to today's class. Now we are going to see the next topic, that is standard input, output and error streams. Okay. If someone asks you to give input to a program interactively or by typing, okay, you know what device you need for it. You will use the keyboard. Similarly, if someone asks you to give the output is to be displayed, so you know which device it will be displayed on. It will be displayed on the monitor. So we can safely say that keyboard is the standard input device and monitor is the standard output device. Similarly, if any error occurs, okay, it also displayed on the monitor. So the monitor is also standard error device. That is standard input device, that is STD-IN, reads from the keyboard, and standard output device STD-out prints to display and can be redirected as the standard input. And standard error device STD-ERR, okay, same as STD-out, but normally it will be displaying only errors. Okay, it will be for errors alone. Having error output separately allows the user to divert the regular output to a file and still be able to read the error messages. Do you know internally how these devices are implemented in Python? How these devices are implemented in Python? These standard devices like standard in, standard out, STD error, okay, are implemented as files called standard streams. So these three are implemented as a streams, standard streams. So in Python, you can use these standard stream files by using sys module. So like math module we are using for using mathematical functions, no, for calling mathematical functions. Same like if you want to use this standard input device in order to read the content to the file, or standard output device in order to display the content on the monitor, and to display the error also on the standard output device, that is monitor. Okay, you need to import system module, sys module, not system module, sys module you need to import. So in Python, we can use these standard streams as files by using sys module. After importing, you can use this standard streams, that is stdin, stdout, stderr in the same way as you use other files also. Okay, so we will see standard input output devices as files. Okay, it will be interesting one. If you import sys module in your program, then sys.stdin.read, it will be used for, it is used to get input only, no. So stdin is as a file, and we are using read function in order to read the content from the keyboard. It will let you read from the keyboard. So this statement or this function will allow you to read from the keyboard. This is because the keyboard is the standard input device. It is linked to sys.std.stdin. Similarly, sys.stdout.write would let you to write on the standard output device, that is on the monitor. So sys.stdin and stdout are the standard input output devices respectively. It is treated as files only. So thus sys.stdin and sys.stdout are like the files which are opened by Python when you start the Python. So when you are starting Python, it will be opened by the Python. So yes, sys.stdin is always open in which mode? Read mode only. And sys.stdout is always open in write mode. So the following code fragment, it shows you interesting use of these sys.stdin and sys.stdout. It prints the contents of a file on a monitor without using the print statement. So from the file, the content is going to be read with the help of the read line, and then the content is going to be displayed on the monitor. So how it will be displayed, let us see with the help of this program. First, we need to import sys because we need to print with the help of this stdout only on the monitor. So already we have some content in the file called pom.txt. So it is going to be opened in read mode with the double quotes, and we are giving this absolute path here. Okay. So whatever, mm, even if you are not mentioning the mode here after this file name, okay, it will automatically treat it as what? Read mode only. So fh is equal to, that is file handle or file object or file pointer, is equal to open a function. Inside that we are giving the file name within double quotes. The entire path is given here. Line 1 is equal to fh.readLine. That is first line we are going to read with the help of the readLine function from the reference of the file handle called poem.txt. From the poem.txt, we are reading the first line. Then second line is read. Now these two lines are going to be printed. So line 1 and line 2 is holding the first line and second line of the poem. Okay, so why is the first line? Why that single word alone is the first line? And second line will be, you will see in the output. Okay, now sys.stdout.write of line 1. So this write is used for sys.std out is like a print statement. We no need to use print statement here. Instead we can use this import sys module, and we can call this function file std out. Okay, so sys.std out, that is std out file or stream is going to be imported from the sys. Okay, it's going to be called from the sys. Okay, and then inside that we are having write. Okay, std out dot write, we are printing line on the monitor, and second line also, and then error, it is going to display on the monitor only. So std error dot write, no errors occurred, like that we are going to display on the screen. So everything you can see here. First line is, line 1 is why, and line 2 is we work, we try to be better. Okay, and last line if you see, whatever we have given here, sys.std error. Okay, inside the write function we have mentioned one line in double quotes, that is going to be displayed here, no error occurred. The std error also displayed its text on the monitor. So this way we will get the output on the screen when we are running this program in Python. Okay, next we will see data files with statement. Okay, Python data files. Data files, how it is going to be used with statement. Okay, we will see the syntax of with statement also. With statement will be very useful when we want to perform two related operations simultaneously on the file. Okay, and also automatically it will be closing the file and after performing the operation. So two related operations you can perform simultaneously. For that reason only this with statement for files are going to be used. Okay, let us see the syntax first and then we'll see the example for that. So Python's with statement. So with is one statement we are using in Python. Okay, so Python's with statement for files is very handy when you have two related operations which you would like to execute as a pair. So as a pair, if you want to execute two related operations on the file with a block of code in between, okay, with a block of code in between, the syntax for using with statement is with open. Okay, normally we will use fh is equal to open. File will be open in read mode, write mode, like that. No, here just we are using with as a first statement, then open immediately. File name and file mode we are giving as f. File handle is given at the last as f colon. So like a block. Okay, like a block of code is written here, and file manipulation statements need to be written after this block. Okay, so whenever colon appears after colon, that is going to be considered as block of statements only. So here new block starts, so you need to leave 4 white spaces here, and then file manipulation statements, that is we want to write perform write operation. So f dot write. So in this f output.txt we are going to write the content hi there. This content is going to be returned with the help of the write statement, write function. So f dot write hi there. So now this file was opened with the write mode, and after performing this manipulation, we are not closing the file. So the above with statement, what it will do, it will automatically close the file. So it is performing manipulating the file, closing it. Both are performed simultaneously here with the help of the with the statement. So here no need to use close statement, close function after we write the content to the file. That is the use of this with statement. Okay, so the above with statement will automatically close the file after the nested block of code. After this is called a block of code now. So after this nested block of code, automatically it will be closing the file. The advantage of using this with statement is what? It is guaranteed to close the file no matter how the nested block exists. Even if there are existing some errors, okay, it will be handled by that with statement properly, and it will be closed properly. Okay, even if an exception or runtime error occurs before the end of the block, before you end the block, if any kind of runtime error occurs, the with statement will handle it and it will close the file properly. So this is the advantage of this with statement when we are using the data files or text files. Okay, now absolute and relative paths we will see. So in file opening statement we are using this path name. No, if you want to open any file, either you will give absolute path, that is full path along with the E drive or D drive, like that. Okay, that is known as absolute path. Relative path means from the current working directory, currently where it exists. So from that, if you are typing a program, if you typed your program in the current working directory and you are saving the file in the same current working directory, that is called known as relative paths. So we will see with the help of some examples here. Okay, absolute path, full name of a file or directory or folder consists of, okay, path followed by backslash primary name dot extension, that is file extension name, like what, output dot txt. So primary name is here output, and txt is the extension, that is text file. So output file is in which file? It is a text file. Okay. So path is a sequence. Okay. Full name of a file or a directory or folder consists of what? Full name of a file if you are giving, it will be having path, no, and then primary name dot extension. Before that we need to have the backslash, but here we are having only relative path. Here we have given relative path. This is not example for absolute path. So which is an example for absolute path? Here we have given, no, that is only known as absolute path, because along with the drive, that is root directory, we have mentioned the where this text file was located. So in the root directory e colon, we have kept this file, text file, that is pom. Okay, so that is absolute path. Now we will see with some examples. Path means what? It is a sequence of directory names which give you the hierarchy to access a particular directory or a file name. If you want to access a particular file or a directory, okay, so where that file is there, that hierarchy will be shown in the path. That is sequence of directory names will be shown. For example, if I want to reach this backup, this is the directory actually, this is not a file. So file is indicated with this gray color. So the pink color is shown here, pink, and rectangular shapes, everything is showing the directories. Okay, and this shape is showing the file names. Okay, so now backup is a directory. So I want to reach, I want to get the directory backup. So from where I need to start? I need to start from this root folder, that is e drive. Okay, e colon backslash, that is topmost folder. So after reaching after getting e colon, you need to go to sales, because under sales only we have this directory called backup. Okay, so e colon backslash sales backslash early yearly backslash under that backup. So like that you need to mention the full sequence of directory. So path means this is the path. So after e sales, then early, and then backup. So every directories before, you need to use this backslash. Okay, so path is the sequence of directory names. Here we are writing in sequence, we are not writing in this order, e colon slash early, then sales, and then backup. Like that we should not write in order, we need to write. That is something known as sequence. So path is a sequence of directory names which give you the hierarchy to access a particular directory or a file name. So if you want to access this year sale, or else if you want to access 2.cpp, if you want to access, where from where we need to start? E project 2, and then under that only 2.cpp we have. Okay, like that we can access the file, or we can access the directory also by giving the full path. Okay, so now the full name of directories like project, sales, accounts, how we can write full name of this directories? So e colon slash project, e colon backslash sales, e colon backslash accounts, like that only we need to write respectively. So the format of the path can be given as drive letter followed by colon backslash directory. You can mention any number of directories after this. Okay, if you want to reach the bottommost directory means, where the first backslash refers to root directory. So first backslash is always referring to root directory, and the other backslash separates the directory name from the previous one. So from the previous directory, it is going to separate the next directory. For that only backslash is going to be used. Now the directory backup path will be what? Now only we have seen e colon sales yearly backup. We should not change the sequence. Okay, from the top, that is only known as hierarchy. So from the top to bottom, we need to go in order, in sequence. As to reach the backup, the sequence one has to follow is under drive E, under root directory first. Okay, then backslash under sales, subdirectory of root. So this is the subdirectory of root. Sales is the subdirectory of this E, no, root directory, no, then under that slash, after that slash, and then you need to use yearly. Okay, see here under sales subdirectory of root, under early subdirectory of sales, then backup directory is lying. Okay, so similarly full name of 1.cpp file, not vbp, cpp only is given here in this example. Okay, so that same extension, just you use it, since spelling mistakes occurred here. Okay, 1.cpp, if you want to get file under project 2 subdirectory will be what? E colon backslash project backslash proj2 slash 1.cpp. So it refers to root directory. So first backslash before whatever letter it is written, that is mentioning root directory. Okay, so path name means what? The full name of a file or a directory is also called a path name. So simply how we can define path name? The full name of a file or a directory is also called a path name. Now, see, there are two files with the same name, cache.act under accounts directory, and another under history directory. But according to Windows rule, okay, whatever file you are saving, that should be saved with what? With not with same name. We should not save it. Okay, you can see here cache act. Both the file names are same only, but Cash Act 1 and Bank Act 1, Cash Act 2 and Bank Act 2, both are stored under different directories. You can see the hierarchy. Hierarchy is varying. See, E colon accounts under Cash Act. That is first Cash Act file. And if you go and reach the second file, that is Cash Act 2, you need to go for the file name is same only, but the directory is differs. Okay, accounts under we have another subdirectory, and another subdirectory history under only we have the next cache act file, so it won't show any kind of error in the Windows. Okay, now see, there are two files with the same name, cache.act accounts, and one under accounts directory and another under history directory. But according to the Windows rule, no two files can have the same names. That is path name, it should not be same. But both these files have the same names, but their path names are differing. So according to Windows rule, there should not be any same path names for the two same files. Okay, the path name should be varying. Okay, it should vary. Path name should vary so that we can give the name of the file same in different directories. Okay, so both these files have the same names, but their path names are differing here. Okay, therefore these can exist on the system. So according to Windows rule, it can be existing on the system. Cache.act1 and cache.act, that is second file and first file, both can exist on the system because it is saved under different paths. Okay, so like E colon accounts slash cache.act, and that second file is saved in which path? Second path, that is E colon accounts under history under we have this cache.act. Okay, so this is known as absolute path. So above mentioned path names are absolute path names as they mention the paths from topmost level of the directory structure. So absolute path names will be existing from where? From the topmost level of the directory structure. So the absolute path names are from the topmost level of the directory structure. The relative paths are related to the current working directory. So this is the difference between absolute path and relative path. So relative paths are relative, or it is kept under the current working directory, denoted as dot. Okay, while its parent directory is denoted as two dots. So if file name is exist under the current working directory, it is mentioned with dot followed by the file name. And if it's parent directory, if it is kept, means that is denoted with two dots. Okay, so we will see relative path names also examples. Okay, so relative path names mentions the paths related to the current working directory. Let us assume that current working directory now is say project 2. So under project 2 directory, we are saving some files, we are working with some files. The symbols dot, that is one dot and two dots, can be used now in relative paths. So in relative path, in absolute path, we are using backslash now. Same like here, we will use one dot and two dots in relative paths. It can be used now in relative path and path names. The symbol dot, that is one dot, can be used in the place of current directory and two dots in the parent directory. For example, with the project 2 as current working folder, the path name of 2.doc will be what? See, path name of 2.doc, 2.doc will be not doc here, cpp. So 2.cpp is located where? Under project 2 only. So it is now we are working under project 2 only. So that what we can write? So dot after 2.cpp, dot after backslash, and then see here also we need to mention backslash. Dot, one single dot after backslash means it's placed in the current working folder, current folder. Okay, which means under current working folder there is a file 2.doc. See, so many mistakes. That is 2.cpp only. Here doc they have given, here pas they have given. So 2.cpp is located under the current working folder, that is project 2. Here we consider that we are working under project 2. Okay, so like that you need to mention the examples. Similarly, the path name for file cl.dat will be, see, we can see cl.dat. See here, CL or cl.dat is located under where? Actually, project 2 is located here. We are working under project 2. But what is the parent directory of this project 2? Project only, no? Project 2's parent directory is what? PROJ2 parent directory is project. Okay, so we need to give double dot here in order to access the file name called cl.dat. Okay, so project 2, if you are treating as a current working folder, so project 2 is where it is located under project only. So that we are giving two dots, it is mentioning parent folder. So under parent folder of this project 2, this cl.dat is available. So indicate that we are using this two dots, which means that under parent folder of current folder. So current folder is project 2. What is the parent of project PROJ2? Project. Okay, so there lies a file cl.dat. Similarly, the path name for report.prg will be report.prg. Shall we check? See, now we are working under project 2, like that we need to assume. Okay, so report.prg is located under project 1. Okay, then under the project. Okay, so now we need to write double dot because parent directory of PROJ2 only it is located. This report.prg is located under where? Parent folder. Parent folder of what? Parent directory of PROJ2. So we need to mention the path like double dot backslash project backslash project 1 backslash report.prg. So we can see the relative path here. So see, same like it is appearing. Double dot PROJ1, okay, that is parent. Okay, double dot PROG1 report.prg. Okay, so this way we can mention the relative paths. So that is under the parent folder subfolder project 1, there lies a report.prg file. So I think now you have clear with what is meant by absolute path and relative path. Absolute paths are from the topmost level of the directory structure. The relative paths are related to current working directory. It denotes a dot, while its parent directory is denoted with two dots. So current working directory is denoted as relative to current working directory and its parent directory. So current working directory denoted as single dot, while its parent directory is denoted with two dots. So that is the difference between absolute path and relative paths. So with this, your text files and file handling and relative paths, absolute paths topics and all getting over. Next we will see some of the object-oriented concepts in one video and related to that OO concepts only, that is object-oriented concepts only, binary files programs are written. So first we will see the object-oriented concepts thoroughly, and then we will move on to binary files and working in binary files also. Okay.